fantastic author who's going to tell us all about her book. And as a young adult in college, she loved to read, even as a young kid. She graduated Cambridge College, and she's the author of a romance novel, a Black author of a romance novel. And it's called The Measure of Love. Let me introduce to you Saundra McKay. Thank you for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So let's talk about you and this novel and why you wrote it. You know, why was it important for you to write it?
Well, when I wrote the novel, it really wasn't about being important. I wrote it actually 19 years ago, and I put it on the shelf. I don't know why. I had something to say. I've always read romance novels. It was a way to escape, kind of, way to express myself.
Right.
I put it on the shelf, raised my daughter, did what I had to do, and then I fell in love. And I kind of knew it was okay. I kind of knew it was time to publish it. I knew I would know, but I found love, and it seemed perfect. So I took it off the shelf, dusted it off, got it published.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Very. I mean, that's great, because most people do what you did. They not only publish it, I mean, they not only write it, they have a manuscript, they put it on the shelf, and they leave it there forever.
Well, 17
Or they
years
never
is a
write
long
it.
time.
Or they never write it, but at least you wrote it.
Yeah, it probably was an outlet, I think. I have to kind of just guess it was, because I don't remember what I was feeling. I think it was an outlet because I love to write, and I needed to escape, and it was something to do while I was raising my daughter. Probably many reasons I don't even remember. But I just know when I took it off the shelf, who I was, and I was ready to do that.
And so you were ready to share
The story.
Okay.
A little bit of it was, I don't know if I was ready to put myself out there, because it's different. It's a different type. It's about large-sized women. So they're always going to be the heroine, you know, the main character. And I walked the life that I wrote about. So I wasn't confident enough, I don't think, subconsciously, to put myself out there. But going back to school, finding myself through those 17 years, I was ready. And it's been an eye-opener, because I thought it would be one way. I thought it would be received, but it requires a change, and I'm not sure people are ready for that. So it's been a little challenging.
Most romance novels are about these hourglass women, and
Yes.
the nice-looking. You meet the guy, you get mad with him, you break up, and then you catch up to them next time, and you fall in love, and the whole bit. But in your story, and I admire you for going at it that angle, because even though women of all sizes have issues with
Love.
Finding love. And not only that, their insecurities that they have, they're uncomfortable with it, even, no matter what size you are.
But that's the beauty of this book. We're not any different. That's a little bit of what my book wants to tell people. I didn't write this because we're so different. I wrote it because of our similarities. We all want love. We all want to get the guy that we love. This romance novel is really no different than a really well-written novel. The difference is I'm asking people to embrace the big difference that the heroine's a large-sized woman, a beautiful large-sized woman, unlike the romance novels that have always been of that genre, which was small, little, petite women that would. That's all I'm asking, but that's a big request. People, they're not ready for that. I think when they buy my book, they expect that. So that's been the challenge, because I'm asking people to change their mind. I'm asking people to see us in a different way. I don't know if they're ready for that. Not when they pick up the book.
But how many plus-size women are ready? How many? First, you have to be secure with your own body.
True.
You have to be secure with your own body. And some small people have problems.
Again, that's where we're the same.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we aren't used to reading it, though, in a romance.
That's true.
That's the difference.
That's true.
I still wanted love. I found love, but I wanted love. We all want the same things. This book is full of the same things. We all want the secret glances, the hidden desire, and we all want to get our guy. The difference is I think people aren't ready to keep. I also added a lot of getting to know the character. Mm-hmm. And novels, be honest, today the novels have even changed. Romance novels aren't the way they were. They're sort of the 50 Shades of Blue type now. We all want what we want, and we want it fast, and it's about hot and heavy. But I write a lot about the characters because there's a part of me that wants you to know a little bit of what we go through. Nothing different than anything that's obstacles any person of any size life goes through, but get to know mine, what people of size think and feel as you read. But I found a platform that's easy to do it, which is a romance novel.
Right.
So that's why I wrote it.
Now, how long? I know you said you wrote. Are you working on it? Actually working on another one.
Yes.
But the character in this book, talk about a little bit about the character and how it's similar to you.
Well, I never really thought about how it's similar to me, but.
You said it was kind of like.
Well, I walked the path.
Okay.
So that I can relate to a lot of large-sized people. How this may relate to me, I did put a little bit of me in here, because how will I know what I go through? I have to write it. It's what I've gone through, what I know people go through. I think she's hopeful. I think that she tries her best. And I think that she doesn't let sides get in her way. And that she deserves love. It comes across right away.
She's a professional.
Yes.
She's successful.
But who yearns for the same thing, but she's hardworking.
Yes.
She's smart.
Yes.
She's beautiful.
Yes.
Everything a romance novel is.
But it's everything that
women
yeah, have, and they think everything should fall into place. Everything.
Same
if I have all
insecurities.
these things, it should fall in place. Why can't I find that?
And it's the same insecurities, same hopes, same dreams. We just have, it's just tweaked a little bit because size does have its challenges. And I put it through the book so you get a little insight. But again, it's a less evasive way to get a point across or have you see something different. If you're immersed in this wonderful love story and you're getting your little tidbits of what I think and feel.
Right.
But
I go back to what you were saying about the romance novels have changed. How do you, as a author or writer, how do you get that? How do you? I guess what method will you have in your next book that you will entice? And even in this book, how will you market it so that people will get your message? Because you're right, people are looking for the shades of gray. That's romance now. It's not sex. No. It's not romance. No. It's just, it's just sex.
It's gratification.
Okay. It's gratification.
And we live in a society today where we want it now, we want it fast, and we don't put in a lot of effort, we don't get to know people.
But no one's connected.
Because we don't take the time. That's the challenge of my book, too. When I'm telling about my characters, a lot of people want to get past that. They want the sex. And not just the sex, but they want this fast-paced moving. And I think my challenge has been, I want you to know the characters.
Right.
I want you to know their lives. The difference now, my next one, is it's 19 years later, and I've changed, and I know, and I want to kind of write it to the way the world is today, but I'm not going to change some of the basic elements, which you will know my characters, because I want you to, this group of people, these people that aren't always perceived as beautiful by society's standards.
Yes.
So I am always going to have a large-sized woman. I'm always going to let you know who she is, and I'm going to let you know who we are. And so that one changed, but I'll tweak it. It's today's time, and you know.
But you think that the readers or people that that are in society will ever change, and do you see that happening? I know we always want to, and they were trying to get away from the thin model, you know, do the plus size, and I think the romance novel is just another avenue to kind of, you know, put in the forefront and have people say, you know, we're okay, we like ourselves.
Yes,
we
we're
think,
no
we
different.
eat, we breathe, we do the same
feel,
thing.
We want the same things, we want all of it. Being hopeful, I'll start with that. I want to believe it'll change, but I've always felt that it's one of those change that as long as the media and as long as music and all that kind of stuff keep promoting that look and that feel, it's not going to be an easy change. And that's been a little hindrance of why my book has been a little hard to sell, because people, they don't embrace it. And it's a nice platform, but it's still a concept I want you to see differently, or to at least consider.
Right.
And so ask me if it's going to change. Let's just say I want to believe it will.
I think maybe you would have to use that as a platform for speaking.
That's what I'd like to do, public
and do speaking, whereas your book would kind of get you there, and you could use that as a platform for women, plus-size women.
Well, I'd like to do motivational speaking.
But this is the other thing people always talk about is health issues with plus-size people. They think that, you know, to lose weight or to is more healthier, but that doesn't mean that you can't feel good about yourself.
Well, you just asked many questions, but okay, I'm not here for health issues. I can't speak for that.
Right.
My aspect is, why can't I be of large size and be happy?
Right.
And that's what they are. I just want you to embrace that idea. Let's start with that.
Okay.
I'm happy. I like who I am, and like anybody who has any kind of difference, I'm going to meet my challenge, but I'm happy. That's all. If you start from a place that's easy,
right,
it's easier to make the change, to accept the concept, to see something different.
Right. And it's hard because everyone is not happy.
Right.
That's a hard job to get to a place. People work 9 to 5s. They come home, they do that routine. I was the movie last night, they were doing that routine, and it's like, I'm not happy. And even the writer wasn't happy, but you found happiness.
And I'm not always happy, but I'm happy with my life. You see, overall, it's the overall happiness. You're going to hit your little glitches. And I have an amazing husband, but we hit my glitches. But the truth is, I'm happy with my life.
Yeah.
And so, yes, you can go to work, you can be miserable, but you have to dictate your life. You have to decide to what degree are you going to put the effort to find your happiness, whatever that is for you.
Right. And everybody's happiness is different.
Right.
So now your next book, and I noticed that you're writing another book. Is it going to? Is it going to be another romance novel?
One is. I'm working on a whole different section of my life in another book. But yes, it's another romance novel. I'm so excited because I have the characters already and I have the timeline, and I'm just dying to get to it.
Okay.
But I have so many other things I was doing. And sometimes when things are when I'm so excited about getting to something, I actually procrastinate because I don't want to touch it. So I'm telling myself, get cracking, because I'm ready. Okay. And these characters are so great, and I'm so excited. But you'll see the difference. It's changed. It's 19 years later, but it's going to be the same quality. This is a good book.
It is a good book.
You have to just be willing to embrace something different and just go with a love story.
Yeah. But if you like romance novels,
then you've got a good book.
You'll like Measure of Love.
Yes, you would.
You'll like it because it is a romance. Even though she's a plus size, you won't even realize that she's a plus size.
It's subtle.
Yeah, it's very subtle, But it lets you, it exposes her emotions. It dives right into, why she wants to be in love. And the, I guess the nervousness of it, the insecurities of it, and we all have that when we meet someone.
Right.
We're not quite sure if we should give ourselves to that person.
Yeah.
So that is very difficult.
Yeah. But I did it in this book because I wasn't trying to make it in the forefront. I wasn't trying to shove it down your throat or make you buy something. I'm just introducing a way of life that you might not have thought of.
Yeah.
And it also goes with treating people fair, just a humane way of living. That's a little bit of it. I mean, and I would love to advocate that. I want people to treat people well.
Right. Irregardless to whatever your beliefs are.
Or whatever your handicap or your obstacles or your, your heart wants. Treat people right.
Yes, treat people right. We're